All right, hello guys. I'm going to do hamburger soup in the crock pot. Let's do this because the light's so bright. All right, so I I know I usually do this at night, but crock pot meals I do pre-record ahead of time, and then do a second video at night. But I decided I wanted to go live, so I'm going to go live, and this is a part one. Then I'll go live tonight again. Okay, so my plan was to do this crock pot, was to do this soup. It's called hamburger soup. I found this recipe. Okay, so, it just had carrots and celery and stuff like that. So, and I decided to read on it this morning to make sure there was nothing extra I had to do. Well, come to find out, it takes 2 to 3 hours. No, not this one, not the one I'm making does. But the one I wanted to make took about 30 minutes, and then you had to add something in another 30 minutes, so that was about an hour after you did other stuff. And I don't know, I saw that there was a second hamburger soup posted on my Facebook Cooks. Now, I looked it up on Google, and there are tons of hamburger soups with different things. The one I was going to use called for one packet of lifted onion soup, but the one I'm doing now does not call for it. Does not call for it at all. So, I can save that for when I want to do meatloaf. I love doing homemade meatloaf, so it'll work. So, I bought all the stuff for the other recipe, so I was like, I'm not sure if I have everything. So I went and I checked it. I went and I pulled out everything that I would need, minus the freezer or refrigerator stuff. Okay, I needed a carton of beef stock, which is 32-ounce beef stock. So I don't have a carton because I always buy these because usually I only need a cup or two. So if I buy a carton, use a cup or two, then put it in the refrigerator, it always goes bad before I finish it because I don't use it for every recipe. So, and every time I go to Walmart or my H-E-B, they've been having the cheap brands. So, but anyways, this is 14 and a half, which is 28 and a half, 29 ounces, 3 ounces less. I think it'll be okay, hopefully. Because I don't want to open a third can just for 3 ounces. Okay? So, then it said it called for diced tomatoes. 2 cans of diced tomatoes. I only have 1. Now, when I go to the store next time, I got to buy some more beef broth. I'm going to buy several cans of diced tomatoes and make sure I have tomato sauce, tomato paste, all that. So when this happens, I have all this stuff. So I was trying to look up what you can replace with diced tomatoes. And it was talking about tomato paste because I have stuff written down. I was doing a lot of that. 1 to 2 tablespoons of tomato paste in place of 14 and a half ounce diced tomatoes. And this is a 14 and a half ounce can. But the problem with that was I wanted the diced tomatoes in the soup. So I get that from 1 can. So then I was trying to inquire about Rotel. It's a 10-ounce can. It'll be lacking 4 ounces of diced tomatoes, but will be okay. It does have green chilies, but it will survive. It has a little bit of extra flavor. It'll be okay. It'll work. Okay? So then you got carrots, celery, and then it wanted a bag of frozen mixed vegetables, 2 cups. So I wasn't too sure about that, so I opened my freezer. Well, we have some frozen vegetables, and I think it's 2 cups, hopefully. Because if not, I was going to use frozen corn, which the other recipe did call for frozen corn anyways. I was going to maybe a can of green beans, which I would have put in later because they're not frozen. So now, it also called for 2 regular cans of tomato soup. Tomato soup regular can is about this size too. I don't have any tomato soup. I used to, but I don't now. I don't know if I should get a can or two just to keep. If I plan on making this again within the next month or two, I could. But this one the picture just looked more better than the other one, so I decided. See, I was doing all my math. I was doing math and trying to do this and that. And okay, so it says use. I wrote it down. 3/4 cup for every one. 3/4 cup of tomato sauce for every cup of tomato soup. Oh, I forgot to pull out the tomato sauce. So for every cup of tomato soup, you want to use 3/4 cups of tomato sauce. Okay? I have 3 small cans of tomato sauce. So I better take out 2 cans because they're small. Okay? I usually buy a couple of these. And then maybe a couple of the big 15-ounce ones. So, let's get this down so you can see my counter and what I'm doing. Sorry. Okay, so I looked it up because I don't have tomato soup. How many cups are in a tomato soup? What's the size? It's a 10.75 ounce can of tomato soup. That's what tomato soup is. So for every, its serving size is half a cup, and it's 2.5. So that would be 1 and half of 1/2 is a fourth. So it'd be 1 1/4 cup per can. So 1 1/4 cup per can of tomato soup. Okay? So that's what I needed to know. Now, to convert that to 3/4 cup per cup of tomato soup for the tomato sauce, I'm going to need 2 cans. So for the 1 cup, I would use 3/4. Okay? 2 3/4 is 3/4 plus 3/4 is 1.5. Okay, so I got that. So then I was like, okay, then there's 1/4 cup left. So how do I use 3/4 cup? Okay, 1/4. So it's wait a minute. Let's go back. It's a total of 2.5 cups. Okay, because I needed 2 cans of tomato soup. So 1/4 and 1/4 is 2.5. Okay, so when you convert that, the 2 cups would be 1.5. 1.5 for 2 cups of 1.5 cups of tomato sauce for the 2 cups of tomato soup. Then we have half a cup left. That's half of 1 cup. So I would think 3/4 is what you need for every cup. So since half a cup is half, we'd have to do half of 3/4. Now, what is half of 3/4? I was trying to Google it and look it up. I didn't know how to do it on the calculator. Do I put 0.34 divided by 2, or do I? So I just asked Google, what's half of 3/4? So what we came up with was 3/8. 3/8. So what I get that is 1/4 and 1/8. 3 1/8. So 2 1/8 is 1/4. So I added the 1/4 onto the 1 1/2, and I got 1 3/4. So 1 3/4, and then an extra 1/8. So for 2 cans of tomato soup, I will need, in tomato sauce, I will need 1 3/4 and 1/8 cup. So I don't know how to say that in total, but you do 1 3/4 and then just do it 1/8. If you don't have a 1/8 cup, do just half of a 1/4 cup. Okay, and that's how we get the tomato sauce in replace. Okay, now you can write this down if you need to. So for every cup of tomato soup, it's 3/4 tomato sauce. Okay? And for 2 cans, it's 2.5 cups. So it would be 1 3/4 and 1/8 cup of tomato sauce. Okay? And if you're only doing 1 can of tomato soup, it would be 1 1/4 cup for that can. So that would be 3/4, and then since 1/4 is even less than half, you'd have to do the math, but But yeah, for the 2.5 cups for 2 cans of tomato soup, tomato sauce would be 1 3/4 and 1/8 cup. Okay. Now I was gonna have carrots and celery cut up, but I got a little behind. I was trying to see what I could substitute for everything, and it just got behind. So, and I got to get this started. Okay, and I want to get it done by 1 so I can go live on my Facebook like I planned. Let's see. 1 to 7 is 6 hours. And it said up to 8 hours in the crock pot. You can substitute instead of doing the 2 to 3 hours. Like it would simmer after everything's done. It would simmer for 2 to 3 hours on the stove, or you could do it up to 8 hours. And I wanted to do it maybe 7 hours. So it could be between 6 and 8 hours, whatever you choose. So let's hurry up and get this done. I've got this, as you see, this out the way. Okay. Now I got my phone. Oops. Okay, there we go. 2 pounds of ground beef, so it's already going to be pretty good. I don't know. And at the end, I'll cook the noodles and they go in after everything's done. Okay? When you put the noodles in, they're going to soak up a lot of the liquid. So if you want your soup to be more than like a stew, like thick liquid, if you want it to be more liquidy, then don't add the noodles in. Just put the noodles in the bowls and then add the soup to it and mix it up. Okay? But if it's okay that it soaks up a lot of the liquid and becomes more thicker, then you can add them right in it. Oh, 1 large russet potato. The other one didn't call for a potato, so I'm good. I have the potato too. Okay, so let's go. So we're going to start off in it says stock pot, but it will be my pot right here that I use, okay? Add the butter. Now these are the measurements that they're given here, so I didn't double it or anything. Okay? 3 tablespoons of butter. It says 3T, but it's a capital T, so I'm guessing that's tablespoons. Okay. You add it, and then you add your celery, carrots, and onions. Now, if you want to add another layer of flavor to your soup, you can roast the celery, carrots, and onions in the oven at 350 degrees for 30 minutes in olive oil before you dice them. In olive oil, 350 for 30 minutes. And then it's not necessary this step, it just does add some flavor, okay? Okay, so we're going to cook the veggies until they are soft and slightly, it says brown, but I think it meant brown. Brown. Then we'll go to the ground beef. Okay? So, 1 medium yellow onion diced. I don't have a yellow onion, I have a white onion. It was for something else. So I think I'm going to use it and then I'm going to have to replace it. Okay? So, leave my pack can open so I can dump stuff in there. Okay, so, and then 2 medium-sized carrots, 3 stalks of celery with leaves intact, but I don't know about that. I don't want the leaves. Diced, okay? So I'm gonna do, it says 2 medium carrots. I'm probably gonna do a few more. Because the other recipe called for 4 carrots, and I was doubling it because it only said 1 pound of ground beef. So it was going to be 8 carrots, so I bought a bag of carrots. And these are small carrots, so I'm going to use more. This, I'm just going to put the onions in and then the carrots and celery to get them off this cutting board when I go to the next. Because it ain't going to hurt to cut carrots where I cut onions and celery. So I'm just going to use it for, okay? Hopefully, guys, I don't get all this tears. So if I start crying, not crying, if I get tears in my eyes and I'm wiping my eyes and going crazy, it's because of the onion. Okay? So I thought yellow onions do that more, but I don't know. I know there's a trick to stop your eyes from watering so much, but I don't remember that trick. And I'm not going to look it up right now. I don't have time. So now I'm trying to figure out how to do that thing where they cut this way, cut that way, and then they'll cut it in the. Cut it in half. Okay.
The commission to go stole the firefighters award of valor on one Randall McCollum.
I'm trying to. Kind of cut it so I can. Need an onion cutter thing. I used to have one. Well, I had a new one that I had bought. It was in a month or two before I moved, but
Go ahead.
but I never used it. Now this time I can use it.
Good luck with that.
Do I hear something weird?
Always.
This is the time I could use it.
No.
Yes, she was terrifying, but she was also very entertaining.
For sure.
Cockfighting. Maybe.
Let's do this. Oh, it's not so bad. My eyes are not. That's why I knew I liked white onions because I don't know about flavoring, but I just know it doesn't do the eyes as bad as yellow onions. Yellow onions are bad for that. Okay, just getting these chopped up real small. I don't want any big chunks.
Reach peak fall. The DQ fall lizard menu. Sneakerdoodle cookie dough.
Oh yeah, I can actually feel it in my eyes. Oh, it's starting.
They did it.
It wasn't as fast as with the yellow ones, but
These hands used to hold me as a little girl, would comfort me. But now
yeah.
they've become aggressive. This mouth used to sing me lullabies. Now it's unrecognizable.
Anyone lucky with Alzheimer's dementia has become angry. It's not their fault. They can have agitation in Alzheimer's dementia, which can cause behavior beyond their control. Help your loved one. Learn more at agitationinalls.com.
Hey, here come that swerve. Hey, here come that shake, shake. Hey, here come that swerve. Hey,
Okay.
here come that shake, shake.
Sorry, guys.
I wake up rejuvenated.
It did get to my eyes,
Say 20% faster. Have less aches and pains. It's uninterrupted.
but I'm taking some cold water on a paper towel.
Since you're going to watch the game today, I have to watch my neighbors and
I don't want this to be like an hour-long prep, so I'm trying to hurry up because it's already been 18 minutes. So okay, so that's half the onion.
I'm great at this. Dance your face in the spot like that. Well, you know, I love lacrosse. It's been taking these to the chamber. Look directions. Socialhouse.com.
Swamp is protected by Simparica Trio, and he's in it to win it. Simparica Trio is the first chew with triple protection. Oh, please! Intestinal worms! Well, heartburn is no problem with Simparica Trio. This drug class has been associated with neurologic adverse reactions, including seizures. Use with caution in dogs with a history of these disorders. For winning protection, go with Simparica Trio.
Muscle cramps and spasms. Theralworks absorbs quickly from relief. So get back at it.
Theralworks works.
For fast muscle relief, Theralworks works. Try Theralworks and
Okay.
get back at it.
For healthier beings every day of the week. For your ovens have
It's all chopped up.
and sweet ones. To make life a little yummier. For all we share. For Dare.
This Friday, big discovery.
Okay.
Secrets.
And I even looked it up to see if I needed to cook the hamburger first. Being it's going in the crock pot instead of just simmering on the stove for 2 to 3 hours. Because I don't know everything.
I'm here to announce to you, Dippos, that season 3 of my show.
And yes, sirree, it does.
And it will not rest until every single one of you watch it. Now, I have some questions.
Chucky, what is this season about?
All I'll say is, DC is gonna get shut down.
I was just rinsing the knife, because I wanted to get the onion off it. My eyes are watering, so I'm just wiping them, and I'm done with the onion, so it should clear up. Sorry if you hear me sniffling, because it's from the tears. Okay? So, gonna go with the carrots. Okay. Then 2, we're gonna go with 4. They're little. Okay. Already, I know 20 minutes or a little more, so I need to hurry. But let me scrape my tomatoes. My carrots. Okay, so that's 1. Okay. That's 2. And that's 3 carrots.
That would be too.
How do you do that? Do what? Just hang out on the ledge like it's a day for feet.
4 carrots. Okay, guys? Cut the backs off, the top.
Hey, who's that?
Joe Cruz.
Joe Cruz is a rock star.
Yeah. Yeah, for you.
Okay. So, cut the bottoms and tops off.
Ah, there it is. You see.
Okay, guys?
I want to talk to the 2 of you about.
Now, let's do it. I don't want it very big.
I don't even know the shifts, and so unfortunately she might have to go elsewhere. I'm going to do what I can to make sure she places it in the house.
Okay?
Of course, I mean, help. Do some research. Find out what the next openings are going to be, and then lobby for the best house to go.
I'm pretty helped research, but we keep to ourselves when it comes to the law. From Sir Commanding Officer of the U.S. cover that part.
There we go. That was 2 carrots.
And don't let me suggest this yet. Don't get out. You won't get something out.
Got it.
Okay?
Appreciate everything you covered, so Chief. So, Chief.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it's
Okay.
time to look. She heard about.
Let me see if that's enough.
Calling me to congratulate her. She asked me to record the ceremony for her. She really misses everyone.
That should be enough, but I'm going to do 1 more.
Some sugar. Sugar makes me happy.
Okay, just 1 more.
Oh, then you may ask. How big a treasure? I haven't seen my mom in a while. Yeah. You forgot. Oh.
All right, guys.
Yeah, Greg is a great guy. And
Just 1 more.
What makes you so sure you can? I mean, last year you already did. You've done one a day, 50.
All right, all done with the carrots. All done. So let's get them in the bowl. Okay, in the bowl. All right, let's do the celery. Let's get to the celery. Now,
Although
it keeps closing up, so. All right, celery says
what we did on the patio at Molly's.
3 stalks, leaves intact. I don't know.
Right there. Mouse shows on the milk. At your own bar. There would be, how would any of them out of that would make it feel like a really special
He
day?
used
Like,
to.
just off the top of my head, one of the dozen so classy old
Okay.
clubs.
That actually sounds pretty nice.
All right, let's start off with 3 stalks and see if that's enough.
Would you like some help with this thing of timer?
I think it's great.
Okay. But, you know that, and I'll just like.
Okay,
Okay, so, hi,
the ground beef.
just curious.
I just kind of pick up cold water. I'm gonna wash them off.
Oh, there it is. More reasonable out. Oh, you like whiskey?
Okay.
That's where we ever takes. Oh, that's not.
All right.
Are you kidding me?
So the bottoms, the big bottoms, like
Then you came along.
the big bottoms like these. I don't want to use those. Pick them off. I guess I'll leave the leaves on. Heck with it. Hey, whoa, hey, whoa. Okay. 1 celery stalk.
Okay, cool.
This one doesn't have leaves. Okay.
You were investing my company?
These bigger ones from the bottom I may cut in half because they're just big. Some of them are huge. See? The rest are small because, you know. Okay. Ready? This is number 3. Just cutting up the leaves. Says keep the leaves on. Keep them. I didn't cut the whole thing. I want to cut the bottom ones in half because they come up as big. Because you know the bottom is bigger than the top. Okay.
After ad bill dual action back pain.
Put it over here because I don't want none to fall into the stove on the stove.
New ad bill dual action back pain. Fights back pain in 2 ways for 8 hours of relief.
Okay, I think I'm gonna do one more. Here's a little tiny baby one. I'm gonna just do that one. Okay. There was a tiny little baby one.
I love shopping at Luxury events up to 90% off retail.
Thousands of new arrivals daily.
Cut
No real.
bottom off. And I cut right where that crease is with that and cut that up separate.
Certainty matters. So congratulate coworkers.
Okay, that's all cut up.
Promotional products from 4imprint.com.
Okay. Cutting from the top first. Okay. Maybe I'll cut the second half of it.
How do you sleep on such a firm set?
Okay.
Just another word for it. Not as good as
All right, here we go.
Jimmy John's wraps are here to stay.
Curse you, chicken Caesar and jalapeno ranch.
That's right.
Just rinsing my hands. Not much of nothing. If it gets too close to 1 o'clock, we may eat a little later because of that. But I'm also going to, if I go live and it's almost 1 o'clock when I'm done, then I'll just like straighten up and finish up while I'm on Facebook Live. Clean up, I mean. Not none of the. Okay, so. And it's add butter, add your celery, carrots, and onions. All right, and then I read about adding the extra flavor. Put them in some olive oil on a pan, 30 minutes, 350 in the oven. This will add extra flavor, but it's not necessary. Cook the veggies until they're soft and slightly brown. It says brown, but it means brown. Okay? And while they're cooking up, I will go ahead and peel the potato. It says one large russet potato. But I may put more than one, and it's not large, it's kind of medium. So let's
Wow,
that's surprising. It's an amazing invention.
put the 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay. Alrighty, so that's taken care of. 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay, 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay.
But I'll know more tomorrow. You're coming and sit down with me and run the details.
I'm really happy for you, Joe.
It says cook veggies until they're soft. It doesn't say the temperature, but it says add when they're soft and slightly brown. Add your beef and cook till no longer pink, which I usually cook that on medium high on 8. So we're gonna go with that. Okay, I'm gonna let the butter melt a minute.
That's it.
Okay, let the butter melt a minute.
Well, we thought it seemed like the perfect place for a mouse there.
Trying to get my water hot, so I was rinsing my spoon off that I took the butter out with it. I'm gonna see how to store carrots and celery, how to make them last longer. Because I don't know what I'm gonna use the rest of them for. Celery's almost gone, so.
Got it. Thanks for your help there.
The only else being conservative is one side there. Well, it's still record.
Yeah, celery's almost gone, so. But there's still a bunch of carrots. I mean, I could chop them up and use it as a veggie and ranch, but let's get the spoon. I usually stir up the ground beef with them and stir the vegetables up with this.
More time to catch up and feeling that conversation. Tell me about it.
Okay, guys, butter's almost melted.
Yeah. That's really good to know, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll do it.
Breaking the butter up, stirring it around.
66.
Just about melted, so we're going to dump everything else in there. Okay?
Yeah. This is good news. We'll talk to him right after the show. Great.
Sorry, guys, if this video goes a little longer. I wanted to pre-cut everything, but I didn't want to make y'all wait either. Then my live is going to go later.
So we still have to fight for you all.
I could turn on my live and continue doing this if I'm not done by 1 o'clock, but I hope to be because I need to get everything in my crock pot. 1 o'clock's already a little late. I wanted to have the crock pot going by 12, but you know, it is what it is.
Okay, well, this might actually require people skills.
All right, let's see. Oh, here it is.
Let's do it. We're looking at
Okay,
to
so
get a production line up and running
let me see.
and cover everything from payroll to R&D for the first couple quarters. Oh. I thought 5 million was good. Yeah, that's unreasonable. Then from that point on, they start funding on how you meet.
Sorry, guys. This crock pot baggie I was looking for.
Oh, that's impressive. I know. Right there.
Put it in the crock pot.
Hey, we want a man. We'll bring in an experienced manager. Have a perfect guy to love.
Okay, I'm gonna undo my coffee pot. I don't usually like to do that, especially if it has a clock on it.
Get ready for life on the road, man. We're talking
Because I have to reset the clock, and I don't know, I'm just picky. But this one don't have a clock on it. Nope, indeed, it does not. So,
Maybe you want to be a
make sure everything's good.
You want to be rich?
I haven't used this in a minute. I mean, I think I've used it since I've been here, but. Alrighty, so. Okay, so. Put the baggie.
Don't you tell me you're afraid.
Alright, baggie's in there, see? Sometimes it will leak through, sometimes you try to get something and you poke a hole in the baggie, so it happens. But you won't have to clean that up as much as if you would have not put the baggie in there, so I promise that.
Trying to change your life.
It says until they're,
I like your life the way it is.
but the carrots don't have to be completely soft. They'll get that way in the crock pot. But okay, putting this away. There was 2 baggies because my husband wanted to double it. Okay, carrots. I'm just gonna leave them like this, and I'm gonna research on can I cut them up and store them in a container that way. We're gonna find out. Okay. So let's see.
Because life's more fun when you're in on the action. The crown is yours.
I'm body super trainer Lacey Green, and I was
Well, one large russet potato, but that's for not in there yet. But this is yellow potato. I don't know if they're so good. If they're not, I still got a 5-pound new bag of russet potatoes. But I just want to see.
National debt relief can significantly reduce the amount you owe. National debt relief.
I'm going to start out with 3 because
Call or visit
this is like
nationaldebtrelief.com.
medium. It says, well, no, this is tiny and this tiny. Oh, and I put the,
And you know, because it's crunchy outside, incredibly wholesome on the inside, just like me.
You forgot something.
I'm not salty. Biscuits, unapologetically wholesome.
kind of had it in it. Trying to get everything out my way. Now let me know, guys, if it's better if I put the light on. Okay? I'll put the cold water on. I don't normally wash my potatoes, I'll be honest, guys. Actually, I don't, but that's because, let me explain to you guys. Okay? What I do is when I do mashed potatoes or anything that I have to cut up potatoes and cook them, I put them on the cutting board. Well, I peel them first.